Bit of a stunner. Johnson and Shiffrin finished in fourth in team combined. The U.S. team of Jackie Wiles and Paula Molstan win bronze. So we get a bronze out of that. A little bit of a shocker here to talk about alpine. Julia Mancuso, we really appreciate your time. Four-time Olympic medalist. So what's your reaction? That I always feel bad when I come in and immediately make bronze feel like that is less than. It's a medal in the Olympics. Let's all calm down a little bit. But what is your reaction to that outcome?
Well, for Jackie Wiles and Paul Moulton, the bronze is a dream. I mean, they had a chance at gold, really. If Paula would have continued her run, she was skiing really strong out of the start. And I think also just looking at it, and seeing what happened to Mikaela and Breezy, it just goes to show how hard it is to actually fight for that medal and to perform on the world stage when it matters. You can't leave anything on the mountain. And if you go out there and ski your best, yeah, winning a medal is winning a medal. And I'm sure that Jackie and Paula are stoked on that tonight.
I feel like there have been so many stories of resilience in this year's games. We saw that with Lindsey Vonn and her, attempted epic comeback. We saw that with Breezy Johnson dealing with injury after injury. And now Mikaela Shiffrin, she missed the podium in 2022. She had a crash in 2024 that left her with injuries and some PTSD. So looking at Mikaela Shiffrin specifically, what does this mean for her comeback efforts?
Well, I think in some ways the team combined, it's a new event and it's a fun event. So I hope she looks at it not as a missed opportunity and doesn't get in her head about it, because the individual events really are where she can shine. And, anything can happen. The slalom hill for the combine is a little bit easier. Now going into the tech events, they're going to have a harder slope. They're going to prepare it a little differently, more like what she's used to. And so, yeah, I think it's always disappointing coming in fourth, especially at the Olympics, especially when your teammate wins the first run and all the pressure's on you. But I think at the same time, I hope she really looks at it as like an opportunity. It was just a team event and we can reset and get really excited for those individual events.
We talked to Apollo Ono earlier this morning, and he talked a lot about ice conditions and how that's just something that everybody has to adjust to. What are the slope conditions like in Italy compared? Like, what's the adjustment like for the skiers?
Well, normally, actually, the snow in Italy is really perfect. It is more natural snow. And this is for the women's side. I can't speak for the men. The men, they normally inject more water. On the women's, they normally slip it more, and it's a more compact, grippy surface. And that's what the snow was. You could see in the slalom, there was a lot of snow flying, and it was a very fast course. So it's a little softer than normal. The harder the snow makes it better for ruts and makes it more responsive. But in general, the snow's perfect in Italy. Most people love the snow there.
How long does it take for skiers? How many runs does it take for them to get a feel for what those conditions look like?
Honestly, that's one of the hardest things in ski racing. They try to prepare the warm-up hills similar to the race hill, but nothing compares. You really only get the snow that's on the track. You can test your skis. Sometimes skiers will bring their race skis and try them a little bit on the slope. In downhill, you get training runs on the exact same hill, so you get to test it. But in Super G, Giant Slalom, all the other events, the only time you're going to feel the real snow is the second you leave the start gate. And so that's another variable you have to deal with in ski racing.
Okay, so take me to that moment when you get through the start gate, because when I'm watching at home, I'm cheering them on. I'm freaking out. I'm like, don't hit that. Ow, that probably hurts. Oh my gosh, that's probably overwhelming. That's probably scary. What goes through your mind? You hear start, you hear go. Where does your mind go?
Well, that's all the training. That's the years of preparation. And I mean, nothing can necessarily prepare you for the moment you're in the Olympic start gate, but all of the other competitions leading up to it is kind of all the same. They have a beep that goes off. And for me, I felt like I would just get into like a rhythm when I heard the beeps and clear my mind and get ready to kick out of the start gate and go. But I definitely feel nerves, and I'm thinking the same thing as you. When I'm watching these athletes now, I'm thinking, wow, what are they thinking about right now? I hope they're just, calm and collected and excited to kick out of the start gate. I mean, that's the goal. That's the pinnacle of sport, is being able to be completely in that moment. And it doesn't matter if it's the Olympics or your backyard birthday party, you should be able to clear your mind and just ski.
Now, easier said than done. Let's give a little bit of love to Breezy. She won downhill gold. You know how hard she fought back after missing 2022. What did that comeback moment mean when you saw it?
I was just so excited. I've been seeing so much talent in Breezy from the second she made the World Cup tour. She is the I guess I don't want to say reincarnation because Peekaboo's still alive, but I saw the same thing. Like Peekaboo Street is Breezy Johnson, and she has this feeling like no other for snow, and she knows how to find speed. So I felt like it was just a matter of time. And the thing that I admire the most about her is she was definitely an athlete that slowly stuck with it, knew in her mind that she was going to make it to the top eventually. And through her ups and downs, she was kind of like this slow and steady force that just kept her eye on the prize and kept training hard. And now here she is, our gold medalist in the Olympics and gold medalist at the last World Championships. And yeah, it's just really incredible.
She is such a badass. So many times throughout her career, she could have said, I'm ready to walk away, but she kept fighting, and it's for this moment to get the glory of that moment of being now an Olympic gold medalist. But I did see her gold medal fell off of the thing, and then it fell and broke into pieces. Is that bad luck in Olympic world? What does that mean? Does she get a new one?
Oh my gosh, that just means she's having fun with it. But yeah, I saw a couple of their gold medals broke, and
Oh no.
medals are meant to be worn. So I saw her press conference where she wasn't too worried. She thinks they'll fix it. So we'll see, because
Okay,
she'll
good.
definitely be wanting to wear that around after the Super G race. Maybe she'll add another one after the Super G race, but she'll definitely be wanting to wear that around the Olympic Village and have fun with it.
As
I
she
mean, do you
should.
ever just you break yours out every once in a while? Just wear them? I would. I'm just saying, if I had medals, I would break them out and wear them. Julie, like, are you ever just throwing the medals on and walking around a little bit?
I took the wrong bag here. Otherwise, I would have been like, yeah. I've been traveling with my gold medal lately because I live in the tropics now, and so if I just keep my medal like sitting there, I don't really have anywhere to display it. Started to rust, so I was like, I'm just going to
Oh
start bringing
no.
this around. I feel like it's one of those things. If you use it more, it'll just stay in better shape. And I love going to the ski resort, and sometimes I'll be like, hey, I have something in my pocket. Want to check it out?
Oh,
How
that's a
cool. What a flex.
I
Incredible. You did mention the Super G event, though. The women's Super G event is coming up on Thursday. What can we expect from Team USA in that one?
Well, Breezy Johnson was on the podium in the last Super G, and that was a huge surprise. She is not as technical. She's more of this speed skier that knows how to let her skis follow the fall line. So it could just depend on the set. There's different coaches that set the courses, and there's parameters where they have to set the gates. And sometimes they set it tourney, sometimes they can set it more like the downhill. So if we see something that's more like the downhill set, Breezy's chances are really good to get on the podium. She's definitely not the favorite, but she would be a good underdog surprise. And yeah, there's some young girls also competing. So Keely Cashman, who's from my hometown, she also just had a career best in a couple World Cups ago, and she was just off the podium. So I think that we have some surprise chances for Team America. The favorite going into that is the Italian superstar Sofia Goggia. So the Italians are going to be very excited to watch her, and hopefully she can perform for her fans at home.
when you have won a medal, how hard is it to then refocus for a next race? How what's the impact it has on you as you continue through the Olympics?
I think it just depends on where you're at in your career. If you're a favorite in a bunch of events, it's sort of this confidence booster that you know you're skiing well. I've had it both ways. I've had it where I was skiing really well in all events, so it was like the confidence booster. And then I had it also going into the Sochi Olympics. I was just struggling that season, and I feel like it was almost gave me too much confidence. I won this bronze medal in the combined, but I had won the downhill portion of that. So going into the downhill, I was so amped up and almost like having the medal. I felt like it took a little pressure, like too much pressure off. I think some athletes perform well under pressure. It's just this interesting thing. Sometimes pressure helps you step up to the plate and perform beyond your limits, and sometimes pressure can absolutely crumble you. For me, pressure always made me perform better. So I think winning the Olympics, it just depends on where you are in that cycle. If it gives you more pressure or takes the pressure away, and what kind of pressure you need. There's really no one way to perform at the Olympics, and you can't really stereotype any athlete. People just get motivated by so many different factors, and that's what makes it so special.
It is absolutely special. And one of the most special storylines that we've seen come out of this games is Lindsey Vonn. She came out of retirement at 41 years old, despite several knee injuries, and made a comeback to Milan Cortina. And then she ruptured her ACL, went back out there for another run, and broke a part of her leg. What are some things that you've been hearing from Team USA, or maybe your reaction to her racing through all of this adversity?
I mean, I just think from the beginning when I saw the crash in Crans, Montana, it was just heartbreaking. The whole story has been such a story of courage and coming back after the injury, but honestly, I feel like the heartbreak started when she crashed, because it really was this storybook fairy tale. She came back 6 years later, in her 40s. We're the same age. We competed our whole career together, and our lives are so different. So being able to kind of relive that in her shoes, it was incredible. And watching her go from last season to where she was seeing if she could come back to winning the downhill standings this season and going into the Olympics as the absolute favorite, it was like a dream come true. And I was here for it. We were all here for it. So it was kind of just shocking when she had that crash, and then having to go into the Olympics without an ACL. I mean, the whole story, there's so much drama to it, but at the same time, so much courage. And I feel like it was this story that we all wish never happened. I would have loved to see her going into the Olympics as just like the healthy favorite and watch her dominate. But then obviously the most unfortunate thing happened when she caught her arm there and went sideways. And then hearing about her broken leg and the multiple surgery it's going to take is really just heartbreaking. But also, she is just an incredible human and athlete, and wouldn't want it any other way. She gave it her absolute all, and that's what she always did. And it's just super inspiring. And I really hope that she's not in too much pain, and that it doesn't take too many surgeries to fix a leg. I think we're all kind of like, we don't have that much information about the injury.